Hey groovy people, it's Jen. Zen Jen. I wish I were more zen every day. I'll try. Here in my house, I'm going to start getting ready to go because I'm going back to the hospital. But I had something to share today that I thought was essential to this entire groovy goal that we all have. And I think I've been trying to have the upbeat feeling and trying to give everybody encouragement and good stories, and and then all of a sudden, talking about insurance. But there's some things that I need to talk about that are much closer to our own goals as families, as people. Yesterday I had a real meltdown at the hospital because I wanted to do an emergency release for Justin. I feel like his inner needs aren't being met. And how could they be at a hospital? And with shift changes and everyone's trying to get to know him, and some people don't know him at all, and some people really don't care, and some people really care. I know that's hard to believe, and I'm sure that the people at the hospital wouldn't admit to some people not caring, but sometimes it's just a job. But my baby's not a job, just a job. He's a full-time, wonderful blessing. So is my baby girl. So what I want to talk about is we have to get our asses moving. Many parents out there are believing what the schools tell them, even though it goes against their intuition. They're believing what the doctors tell them, that, some doctors are telling people that our kids will never be included, that they'll never be possible to do anything but behaviorism. There are timeout rooms at this hospital. It's a big one. It's horribly scary. And there are people who yell at kids. And there are people who love the kids, who love them and embrace them. And there are people who ignore the kids. And although this is something that the hospital wouldn't want, it's just a fact. There's workers that are just awesome. They get it, and they treat my kid like their kid. And that's amazing, and I'm grateful for that. And then there's some that don't. But how can we get our society? I think that the representation of the people at the hospital are the representation of community. How can we get our community to embrace our kids for who they are and not want to just shove them in a room and make them comply? Because that's really what behaviorism is about. It's like giving a consequence for actions, because kids with autism don't necessarily understand consequences easily. But maybe they don't have to. Maybe they just need to understand love and acceptance, and maybe all of us do, and maybe that's what they're here to teach us. So I'm just putting the maybes out there and saying, just keep taking action. Keep joining things like this. Keep accessing. If you feel like your kid deserves more, push. I've always pushed, and I'm not regretting a minute of it. And people don't like me. People in the school system don't like me. They break the law in order just to protect themselves from not going outside the norm of society. They're afraid of my kid. And sometimes it is scary, but we always have to start over every moment. And I wish, of all the wishes in the world, that I could convince people to not base every decision they make on fear, but yet on risk and excitement and intuition. So, groovy people, we've got a lot of work to do, and we got to do it together. And it's not a pretty picture. I'm at the best hospital. My son is at the best hospital, probably one of the best in the nation for autism. It's a psych unit. It's scary. It's not fun. And I'm sorry that we have to learn it at the expense of my son's time. So, let's get busy. Let's make this happen. Stop accepting this model of exclusion and embrace one another today. So however you can do that, I encourage you to do so. Would you please join me in hoping for something way better than what we've created right now. Okay? Peace out.